You open the app, request a ride, and within minutes a car pulls up. You get in, because why wouldn't you? You've done it hundreds of times. But what if that driver was never verified? What if the company knew there were red flags and did nothing? What if that ride was the last decision you ever made?
Willingly got in the vehicle because like she thought it was her Uber. Drives off, and that's the last time that we could see her on any kind of video.
In this episode, we're diving into some of the most horrifying and heartbreaking cases of people who were lured to their deaths through rideshare platforms. The dark side of an industry worth hundreds of billions of dollars that most of us trust with our lives every single day. What you're about to hear will make you think twice before you ever hit request ride again. But before we dive in, some of the details in this story are disturbing and may not be suitable for all audiences, so viewer discretion is strongly advised. As always, remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to stay up to date with the channel. All right, let's dive into the video. By the mid-2000s, rideshare apps promised to solve one of humanity's oldest problems: how to get home safely after dark. No more sketchy taxis, no more walking alone. Just open the app, see your driver's smiling face, match the license plate, and climb in. Billions of rides, trillions of dollars, a digital safety net wrapped around the world. But every net has holes, and some predators learn to slip right through them. What you're about to hear isn't urban legend, these are real cases. Documented, investigated, litigated, forgotten by the news cycle, but never by the families left behind. We're going to walk through the moments right before the doors locked, the seconds when a stranger's headlights looked exactly like salvation, and the hours that followed, when the app's GPS trail became a map to a body dump. Three primary vectors of horror: the fake driver who never existed in the system, the licensed driver who turned the app into his hunting ground, and the passenger who weaponized the ride itself, each one exploiting the same blind trust we all share every single night. Let's begin where it all went public, in a college town that will never forget the name Samantha Josephson.
And there are new developments after that tragic case from South Carolina, a college student kidnapped and killed after getting into a car she thought was an Uber.
March 29, 2019, Columbia, South Carolina, 2:09 a.m. Samantha Josephson was 21, a junior at USC, Alpha Delta Pi sister, straight A student with a full scholarship waiting at Drexel Law School. She had spent the night out with friends in the 5 Points district, laughing, dancing, the kind of night you replay in your head for years. At 2 a.m., she decided it was time to go home. She opened the app, requested the ride, watched the little car icon glide across the map toward her. Surveillance cameras captured everything. A black Chevrolet Impala rolls up, tinted windows, exactly the kind of sedan you'd expect. Samantha doesn't hesitate. She climbs in the back seat, smiles at the driver. The door shuts, and Nathaniel Rowland, a 27-year-old local with zero connection to Uber, hits the child safety locks. From that moment, Samantha was sealed inside a rolling coffin. Rowland wasn't her driver. He had no app notification, no profile, no photo match. He had simply been cruising the bar strip, waiting for someone drunk enough, tired enough, trusting enough to make the oldest mistake in the new digital age.
She's standing outside alone. The Chevy then does a U-turn about a block away and comes back around, and as he approaches where she's standing, pulls into the parking lot next to where she is.
He drove her 65 miles away, into the remote woods of Clarendon County. What happened in that car? The medical examiner would later describe as heinous, cruel, and malicious. Over 120 stab wounds, defensive cuts on her hands, a severed hyoid bone from the sheer force of the attack, a blade driven through her skull, blood everywhere.
This is your daughter.
And then the parents had to tell their other daughter, Sydney, still back in New Jersey.
And that was the hardest call I ever had to make was telling Sydney that her younger sister was dead.
On the seats, the floor mats, the console. Her phone, still pinging location data, left a perfect digital breadcrumb trail. Her body was dumped like trash off a dirt road. The next day, when her friends couldn't reach her, panic set in. Police pulled the surveillance, the app data, and within hours, they found Roland during a routine traffic stop, driving the same black Impala now stained with Samantha's blood. He claimed it was a mistake, that she had gotten in voluntarily, that things just escalated. The jury didn't buy it for a second. In July 2021, Nathaniel Roland was convicted of kidnapping and murder, sentenced to life without parole. But the real verdict landed on the entire rideshare industry. This single case birthed Sammy's Law in multiple states, legislation demanding clearer vehicle markings, photo verification before you open the door, emergency buttons that actually work. Uber and Lyft scrambled to add PIN codes, ride check-ins, and better driver screening. Before we continue on, if you are enjoying the video so far, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you don't like it, let me know down in the comments. Your support truly means everything. All right, back to the video.
Tonight, we're learning more about a woman allegedly murdered by her Uber driver. In the days since her body was found on Indy's northeast side, IMPD now says they've managed to track down the suspect.
September 8th, 2024, Indianapolis, Indiana, 3:30 a.m. Chanti Dixon, 30 years old, had just finished her shift. A mother, a daughter, a woman trying to build a stable life in a city that never sleeps. She opened the app. A legitimate driver accepted. Francisco Valadez, licensed, background check, driving under his own Uber account. Everything looked normal. She climbed in. The doors shut. The app showed the route home. But Francisco had other plans. Instead of taking her to her address, he diverted to a secluded dead-end street on the southeast side, a place where the streetlights end and the woods begin. According to his own confession to police, he pulled over and tried to sexually assault her in the back seat. Chanti fought back. She said something, laughed, maybe in disbelief, maybe in terror, that enraged him. He pulled the trigger, one shot to the head. Then he dragged her body out of the car and dumped her behind a concrete barrier, naked, discarded like evidence. Her family reported her missing the next day. Police found her in the woods. The app's GPS data, the $5 tip she still managed to send, the exact route deviation, it all pointed straight back to Valadez. He changed his story multiple times. Robbery. Then, she laughed at me. Finally, the full confession. In late 2025, Francisco Valadez pleaded guilty to murder. Other charges, attempted rape, abuse of a corpse, were dismissed as part of the deal. He received 45 years. He must register as a sexually violent offender. But 45 years doesn't bring Chanti back. It doesn't erase the fact that the man the app told her was safe was the exact opposite. February 10th, 2022, Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Christina Spicuzza, or Christy, was 38 years old, a mother of 4. She drove for Uber to make extra money, to give her kids the life she wanted for them. That night, she accepted a ride requested through someone else's account. Calvin Cruz's girlfriend had ordered it for him. Calvin, then 25, climbed into the back seat. Almost immediately, he pressed a gun to the back of Christy's head. Dashcam footage captured every second. Her voice, raw, pleading, is burned into the public record. Calvin didn't care. He forced her to keep driving, kidnapped her, robbed her, then took her to a wooded hillside and executed her with a single gunshot to the head. Her body was found 2 days later. The evidence was overwhelming. Dashcam video, GPS pings, fingerprints, cell records, the bullet casing. Cruz's own girlfriend testified against him. In February 2025, exactly 3 years after the murder, A jury convicted Calvin Crew of first-degree murder, kidnapping, robbery, and more. In May 2025, he was sentenced to life without parole. Christie's family asked prosecutors not to seek death, in line with her own religious beliefs. Life behind bars was their justice. Between 2017 and 2022 alone, investigators documented more than 50 gig workers murdered on the job, over 350 carjackings, countless attempted abductions. Take Cherno Cisse, 28-year-old immigrant from Gambia, driving Uber in Issaquah, Washington, December 2020. 2 passengers used fake names in the app. The moment they got in, they stabbed him repeatedly in the head and neck during a botched carjacking. He died within seconds. His family is still suing Uber. Or Amari Gaeta, Seattle Lyft driver 2023. Niana Allen Bailey, 20, shot him during a carjacking, then drove his own car around town for days, even to a hair appointment, while his body lay undiscovered. She was sentenced to 20 years. Isabella Lewis, 26, Lyft driver in Garland, Texas, 2021, shot by a passenger over a $15 ride. The list stretches on. Drivers lured by the promise of a simple fare. Passengers lured by the illusion of a safe ride. Fake driver assaults numbered in the dozens before Samantha's case even made headlines. Chicago, Connecticut. Young women pinned down in back seats by men who had studied the app's weaknesses like a playbook. Rideshare didn't create these monsters, but it gave them scale, anonymity, mobility, a perfect system for isolating victims at the exact moment they feel most vulnerable, alone, at night, trusting technology to protect them. Uber and Lyft have responded. PIN verification, share my ride, emergency buttons, stricter background checks. Sammy's Law passed in multiple states, billions spent on safety theater. Yet every new feature is just another layer until someone finds the next crack. Because the real danger isn't the technology, it's the human element that hides behind it. The driver who passed the check 6 months ago but changed yesterday. The passenger whose profile is brand new. The algorithm that prioritizes speed over suspicion. We keep tapping the button, we keep climbing in. Because the alternative, walking alone, calling a friend, waiting for a cab that might never come, feels worse. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, then check out these videos on the screen now. If you have a topic suggestion, please send it to the email in the description. And as always, remember to like, comment, share the video, and subscribe to our channel. And remember, the only thing stranger than this story is missing out on our next video.